it was all on me to decide on what I wanted to do with my life, and I decided that I wanted more. Antonio was doing something different. Anthony something different. This is the Anthony. Now I take my goûter. My goûter. That's something new. Which is
there's no translation for that.
That's true.
Starbucks or French coffee? So, well, good afternoon, Anthony. It's a bit of a French version of your name. We just touched base on that. Thank you for making it to the studio today. I know it's quite odd, so jackets off.
Yeah.
It's not going to be formal today. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to share my voice and my story and my mission today, so thank you.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. And so, just in case, you're okay with Anthony, but what are the other variants then?
So it depends on, I live like different lives. So like in Spanish, it was Antonio or Toño or Toñito. And so now I've adopted that it's Anthony en français. But on a regular basis, it's just Anthony.
Yeah, the TH is harder. But I like the Tonito.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you're an educator by trade, I could say, I suppose. You kind of told me you in the US and in France, you kind of still teaching, but not to the same audience or public. So can you tell me what kind of teaching you were doing, back in the US and what you're doing in France?
Oh, okay. Back in the U.S., I was a Spanish teacher. After I graduated with my bachelor's in Spanish at Georgia State University, I went to San Antonio, Texas, and I became a Spanish teacher through Teach for America. And so I taught Spanish for 3 years there. I was the first black Spanish teacher at my school. Okay, that's on my resume.
In Texas?
In Texas, there you go. At San Antonio. And then I decided to move, long story short, to Paris, where I am now. And I teach little kids English. So it's
how old?
Here they're about 2 to 8.
From 2 years old?
Yeah, they're like
we're more progressive than I thought.
Yeah, they're a little like petit enfant, small children. But in the U.S. it was more high school, so it was like it's a difference.
Okay,
very much a learning curve.
So you don't have to deal with the same problems.
Not the same problems, but they're different problems, and that's the thing. There's like people ask me like, do you prefer one or the other, high school or elementary? And it just depends on like what you like.
You're working in France in the public or private sector or both?
It's I believe it's the privite or public. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm really not sure.
Okay, well,
it's a bilingual school, and it's like an academy type of thing.
Probably private then.
Yeah, I think it's private.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so I think also you because you're on a mission to also help, like you say, black, brown educators. When did you realize also that would be like one of your life missions?
When I saw that there weren't a lot of people like me in rooms that I was in internationally, I realized that it had to be a change. For me, I come from a place where I didn't have a lot of people who looked like me doing the stuff that I wanted to do, like traveling abroad, moving abroad for the first time, going on a plane, even like all these things were like foreign in my family. And so when I first went abroad in Costa Rica in 2018, that was a shock for my family. That was already something. And then when I came back and I was like, okay, I want to change my major to Spanish and like I'm going all in on Spanish, that was already something, And when I say something, I mean like that was different. That was like, oh, what is Anthony doing? He's not doing what everybody else is doing. And so like fast forward to that, bringing me now to being in Paris, and now I'm learning my third language, French, français. And so it's really just like me thinking that, and also the other thing is that I started making content and documenting like these different things because I wanted to make markers of where my journey has been and where I am now. And so people started catching on to that. People started messaging me on TikTok and in my DMs on
That's
comments
how fun
and stuff. Yeah. Thank you. And so they started asking me, how did I do it? How did I become abroad? What do I need? I want to do it too. I have a visa situation, this, that, and third. And so I just started to make content and build a brand around it and started like helping people come to France.
That's really amazing. Actually, talking about that, how would you describe the French, I'd say us, are we welcoming? Are we, what's the approach? I mean, have you felt welcome differently here compared to other countries, for example? How is it like?
Oh, that's a good question.
A bit of a tricky one, sorry.
Because you know what? I feel like French people, they get I feel like what the common thing that I hear is that French people are mean, and they do not welcome foreigners and people who don't speak French. Like if you come in here,
you speak a bit of French, quite a good one actually.
Merci beaucoup. But I know that I hear this a lot. But at least in my personal experience, I feel like French people have been nice to me. They have been really accepting, and this was even before like I started speaking like the French I speak now.
Oh, okay.
Like in the beginning when I'm just like, bonjour, un baguette s'il vous plaît, like that kind of thing. It's like, oh, are you from the U.S.? And like I feel like a lot of French people really picked up on my accent, and I was like, oh, you're from the U.S. Wow, my gosh, I want to go to New York. And they always talk about New York, or L.A. or something like that, and and it's like they're interested in more about the U.S. because I know the U.S. is very TV. I had people say, "Oh, you sound like you're in one of the movies." I'm like, "What?" Like you sound like you're in Hollywood.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's the American accent.
Yeah, so I think that they like that, and so people like really like. I've made friends here, and people have been nice to me.
Well, it's kind of like I was telling you before we started this. I think, I'm speaking about me, but I think a lot of French are kind of quite alike. We like everyone that's not French. Yeah. For us, like we like foreign people. Like when people come from abroad, it's like exotic to us. We're like, wow. And in your case, you literally come from overseas. Yeah. So it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's really great. Well, you mentioned going to Costa Rica and this, being a Spanish teacher. So you're trilingual, so that makes English, Spanish, and French.
Yeah.
Is there a fourth one in the coming, or?
You know what? Of course, yes, there is. Currently, I'm learning German.
Whoa, that's brave.
This is because like the obvious question: if you speak Spanish and Portuguese, why not learn Italian and learn? I'm sorry. Back up. If you speak Spanish and French, why not learn Portuguese or Italian? And so I decided I felt like it would be too hard, like as far as like getting tongue twisted, because even now I have some problems sometimes speaking Spanish and French. Like they mix a lot because they're so similar.
They're very.
Yeah, so I might be speaking.
I live near to the Spanish border, so it's
I wanted to learn German because it was different, right? Like it was not like a Latin language. It was like something different, and it's close to English. So, and I'm doing well. I'm just on Duolingo, like doing a little bit of something. So,
I've heard that once you've learned 3 languages, it gets a bit easier to learn new ones.
Yeah, because you start learning the rules, and also I'm a language teacher, so I know like grammar rules, and I find patterns, and I know that things after a certain point is a pattern, and it
probably
just gets
way better than I am. Definitely. Okay. Well, and knowing, I'd say, all of those languages, because 3 is a lot already, at least to me, any fun moment, because I mean, obviously there's probably tons of awkward moments, like trying to say things in French, which doesn't mean the same as you thought it might mean. Any fun situations or moments like this with let's say in French, French mix-ups?
It's funny because like teaching Spanish in San Antonio, the demographic was mostly Latino, so they were like already have Spanish backgrounds, and they have like so they speak Spanish in the household or something like that. And so when I'm teaching them, when I was teaching them Spanish, it was like they would correct me a lot, and they would like have a lot of they would have a kick out of like correcting me, and that's the same that I found actually here in France.
With everyone.
Yeah. So like when I'm teaching English, and sometimes I might say French words to the French kids, they love to correct me. They love to tell me not this, is that, it's grenouille. It's that's a word.
Grenouille.
That's a word.
This is one of the worst. Yes.
So they love to do that kind of thing, and that's more so what it is. It's like they just love to correct me, which I'm like, okay.
I think I'm in my 40s, and like last week I was saying something. There is a pair of scissors. In French we say les ciseaux.
Okay.
But because it would be too easy, there is, if you just have one, like un ciseau is like the chisels, like for sculptors.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's a mistake that a lot of us would do. Like, est-ce que tu peux me passer le ciseau instead of les ciseaux? And like my grandma corrected me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in my 40s. I know how to speak French.
Yeah, okay, grandma.
We love to do that. We love to correct people in their French. Even adult to adult, as I'm saying.
That's true, yeah.
So, how long have you been in France, by the way? I didn't ask.
I've been in France for about 2 years now.
Oh, well, you survived this far.
Yeah, I survived.
So you see, this is completely doable. It's still around. We don't hit people.
Yeah.
And so, well, as you've been around for well, a few years, we can say, that thing that I think is typically American, but what's the difference, like work-life balance between US and France that you've realized and noticed?
Oh, that's a good question too. Because I feel like it's definitely an adjustment. I feel like in the US it's more fast paced. It's like now, drive through, the whole thing is just like, I think in France it's slow. Everything is like, take your time. It's croissant and café. It's not wake up in the morning and start getting to work and start going.
Takeaway coffee is basically not a thing.
Yeah,
and people don't sip and walk
because you don't have a lot of you don't have like drive-throughs here in Paris. So it's like it's different. Because I'm used to like
street food. We don't have.
Yeah,
there's no food trucks.
Also,
very, very little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm used to like, getting up, starting my day is like being like this, I got to go. I'm going to go through the drive-through and get my drink or get my breakfast. I might be eating in the car on my way to work and like, that's my day.
Yeah, fast-paced.
Yeah, and I'm used to that. But like when I got to France, it was an adjustment. It was like, we're going to take it slow, we're going to
And what's your lunch break like now then?
My lunch break, it's more so like that. I drink a lot of...
1 hour? How much do you have usually?
I think it's an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, and I drink a lot more coffee now. Now I take my goûter. My goûter. That's something new. A goûter, which is.
There's no translation for that.
That's true.
It's like tea time, we could say, but
a little midday snack.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah.
A croissant and café.
It's so important for us that we created.
You created a name of the day where you have to have a pause and just chill. It's called a goûter. I do that. It's nice.
No, that's nice. Well, it's definitely a difference. I mean, that was one of the questions I had for you. Like breakfast habits. Like Chick-fil-A versus French food. So, actually, what's your breakfast like now? Like in France?
My breakfast now in France is more healthy.
Is the croissant healthier?
Yeah, it's. I'm eating a lot of like. It's really wholesome. I mean, it's not like before I was eating like more so cereal and like heavy stuff with a lot of grease and fat and like, I'm not going to say that I eat croissants every morning and pain au chocolat.
Well, I kind of do, but don't do that. I mean, I still manage, but...
I mean, sometimes I go by the boulangerie if I'm like, feel like cooking breakfast, but I'm mostly cooking now, which is, it's a shock. You don't know my past, but like I was not cooking in the U.S. Like I was really just like getting my meals and like eat out a lot of takeout, and I'm not doing a lot of takeout here. I'm walking to get stuff, and I got my bag, and not a plastic bag.
That's good.
The tote bag, I'm doing my grocery myself. I'm carrying it in my hand. I'm saying it because I'm not in my car. It's not in the back of my car in my trunk in my plastic bag. It's not that,
That's great. And also just because I didn't dig deeper on this one, but so. Basically, you moved to France on your own. Like you did your visa, all that. I mean, all the stuff you did it yourself.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. Well, so, it's a very positive message also, because there's obviously the visa looks scary, for example, and the whole process looks scary, to be honest. But you're the embodiment, the proof that it is completely doable to do that yourself.
Yeah.
It's good to seek assistance, but basically, meaning that it's a lot of people gets it done. Just by the way, a fun stat. For the past couple of years, there's more Americans moving to France than Brits these days, post-Brexit.
Okay.
So last year was like 14,000 Americans who moved to France.
Wow, okay.
Like we're talking VLSTS, same as you did, like the 1 year plus visa.
Yeah, the visa,
So it's quite a lot.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
So
yeah, I think that is true. Like the visa that I have, like the VLSTS visa, is the student visa where I can work and I can go to school.
The student visa is very good in France because, like you can say, you can work and you can study and work.
You could study and work, but it's capped. It's like part time.
Exactly.
So a lot of people ask me, they're like,
but you can convert this one if you find a job. You can extend it and convert it. So,
but I think it's a little hard though. I don't know what you think. Like,
to find the first job, yes.
To be sponsored by your job, maybe, I don't know. In my experience, it's been better like going
because you need a work authorization.
Exactly, and that costs a lot of money for the.
It's mostly a process that I've helped a lot of Americans pro bono to like mostly have helped the employers actually, because it's mostly the employers who has a lot to do, because they do need to reach out to, they need to file an ad and then say that, okay, this is the guy we want after 1 month, you know, and kind of confirm this is the one actually, and then ask the préfecture for the a branch for the autorisation de travail. So it's a long process. And so it doesn't, well, it costs a bit of money, but not, like in the hundreds. So it's manageable usually, but it's mostly the process who put people, like employers, off, because if they have alternative options, it's just easier for them.
I see. The French people don't work that hard.
But
Like that. They don't want
well,
to do too much work.
and it's not part of the culture, indeed, in a way. And you mentioned actually humor in your classroom and, well, during teaching. Do you have any stereotypical French? This one is difficult.
Stereotypical.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I have my words too en français, so it's okay.
De grenouille.
Yeah, comme ça, ouais.
So any typical French classroom moment, like you've mentioned, they love to correct you. Is there other stuff that you've realized they do?
I think not in particular, but another thing is that I realize a lot of French people, is the kids, but also like French people in general, really love the sun. I know this is a little different, but it's like, because I talked to like the little kids, so when we took them outside, they really had so much fun outside, and it was like shocking to see like just how much they like to gravitate outside. And I see the same thing with like French people, like when you see like the change between winter and spring. And then it starts, like, you know, because the sun is not out that much. It's mostly cloudy, and you can't see the sun. And as soon as the sun comes out, French people are, like, at the Butte Chaumont, which is, like, one of the biggest parks of Paris. They're there, they're tanning, they're out, I was, like, even, like, on my campus at my school, like, it could be, the sun could shine on a certain part of the campus, and there's shade on this side. All the French students will come to this one side where the sun is. So I was like, oh, the French people really
I think this is how we can tell we're Latins, because, well, we may not be out as often as, for example, the Spanish or maybe the Italians, but definitely, like, the minute you see the slightest sunshine out there, we're like, oh yes, this is the time.
Yeah, you go and you have your picnics. I love that. I started doing picnics here. Also, this is something else that changed. I wasn't doing picnics because I wasn't outside a lot.
Oh, this is actually a very good difference.
This is the Anthony. This is Anthony. Antonio was doing something different. Anthony something different. This is the Anthony.
I think you mentioned you have a platform for educators of color, and you're teaching like abroad myth, or like there's some myth about teaching abroad. What are those, or some of those?
Yeah, a lot of the things come around your mindset. I feel like if you believe that you can do it, then you can, right? A lot of people are scared of traveling abroad and scared of going abroad because it might be the first time for them, or they might be the first person in their family to do it. And so what I represent on my social media, my brand and my image is proof that you can travel abroad, that you can go to another country and be successful in doing that. Me, I'm in my master's degree program here, and I speak French. And it hasn't even been 2 years. It will be 2 years technically in August. So, well, that's next month. Okay, so
well, yes, we'll say 2 years.
We'll say 2 years. So it's been 2 years for me, and I love it. Like, I really love being here in France, and it was something that was completely off the cards for me. I wasn't a person who was like, oh, you know, it's my dream to go to Paris, which is cool for people who dream that is. But for me, I was like comfortable teaching Spanish, and then I just wanted more for myself, and I decided to teach French in another country. And but that was like a bet on myself, right? That wasn't anybody saying, oh, Anthony, maybe you should teach French. You want to think about doing this? It was all on me to decide on what I wanted to do with my life, and I decided that I wanted more. I'm just like that, you know, crazy or ambitious enough to take a chance on myself to sell all my things. And this sounds crazy, but this is just what it was like. I sold all of my stuff, all of my items, my furniture, my couch, and my car, and all of that. I sold it all.
Well, I mean, it's useless if you move to France. So.
I used that money to pay for my French classes for a year of French. And then I decided to stay here in France. Keep saying French, France.
Well, me too. It's actually, yeah.
And then and get into a master's degree, which I am now. So my biggest thing is like telling people that they can do it, because I think that's a big myth.
You have a podcast about that, I think, or you share those snippets of your life and stories. What's the name of the podcast? Or
Afrolingual Abroad.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. This is and I named it Afrolingual Abroad because it's really celebrating diversity and people who come from different the African diaspora, right? So you have like black and brown people across the globe, and people really center it on certain parts of the world, and people who look like me exist in other parts of the world, and their stories deserve to be heard and told, and also encouraging people to travel and speak new languages. Like,
yeah, well, like you do.
Yeah, so and you as well, because you're speaking English, and this is
yeah. Well, this is also what connects people. Like speaking someone else's language helps you understand also where they're from, and well, actually, like you were saying, because I speak a bit. I used to speak Spanish way better than I do now, but I remember actually it was much easier for me to learn Spanish because I was speaking French. So yes, I had a lot of mix-up, but I could think French, translate in Spanish, that would work. It doesn't in English. And I like to say I have to be a bit of a psychopath because I have to be a different person to speak English. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. If I'm thinking French, translate to English, doesn't make sense.
You see, this is exactly why I was saying earlier how I'm Anthony. Because in my mind, Anthony speaks French. He's a Français. Il parle français. Es Anthony. Antonio habla español. Antonio is something different. Anthony is the person that you're getting on the day-to-day basis that speaks English from the U.S.
This is the default mode.
Yeah, that's the default mode. That's what it is.
That's it.
But I think that really does help with you speaking a second language, like, pretending to be somebody else.
Understand who you are as well.
Yeah.
Because then you understand sometimes you want to say something and you're stuck, and then it makes me realize your thought pattern actually is like, oh, well, I cannot express that.
Yeah.
Because I'm stuck in that sentence because it doesn't make sense in that language.
So you need to become that person. That's why in French I do stuff like, bah.
Oh, yeah, we do a lot of those.
I do that because that's what the French, that's what French people do. So I'm like, okay, I got to do that.
We're not Italians, but we use the ends a lot, yes. And also a lot of sounds.
Sounds. Like, that's what it is. It's the sounds.
Things like that.
Yeah.
No.
For me, it's that, which means I don't know.
The oh la la.
Oh la la. Yeah.
This one's famous because like there's a full spectrum. Could be shock, could be surprise, could be.
And ça va. It's not a sound, but it's a phrase that's like
ça va, yeah.
Very like versatile. You use it for everything.
And it's funny because a lot of French words you use in English, or you can see on American TV shows, are actually pretty much never used in France.
Yeah.
And it's funny because those, either outdated words, old-fashioned words, or just simply sayings of things we never say, like déjà vu, or things like those are things we never say.
That's true, yeah. Or a rendezvous. No, not
rendezvous.
Not a rendezvous. Is RSVP. That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
RSVP. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know what it means. Rendezvous.
No, I think an RSVP when you when you want to programmer quelque chose. That's not French.
I think it is. No, I'm just because we love acronyms.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Oh yeah.
I was just trying to think. What does it mean? I mean, what does the acronym stands for?
Oh, RSVP or on?
Yes, I think it's.
I don't know. Reserve.
Right. Yes.
Something.
Well, I don't know. I should look it up.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those that are like, and then there's some like words that are borrowed in English, like you say weekend or.
There's a lot of English words in French now. Yes.
Yeah, and vice versa. Like souvenir also. Like I remember saying like, I got this cute little souvenir, and realizing that souvenir is a word.
Things around food is very often French. That I've learned that to my own expense when I was in the UK. I remember I was looking. Obviously, I was French, so they wanted me to cook because I'm French. So apparently, I'm supposed to do the best cuisine in the world. Which at the time I barely know to cook, but then and I did the only dish I knew at the time, which was the carbonara, and I was looking for what I know is the name, the crème fraîche.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, what's the name? So I was in the UK in a Tesco store, and I was basically like a headless chicken, looking around, couldn't find what I was looking for, and at some point I was like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, the crème. So I'm like thinking, I was like, and the fresh cream, and he was upset.
Oh.
I was like, I don't understand. I was like, of course it's fresh. It's not rotten. You're in the supermarket.
Oh.
And I didn't realize immediately that fresh in English means like, yes, it's just made.
Yeah.
And so it's the opposite of rotten. And crème fraîche is crème fraîche. And so this was a fun one. This was a fun one.
Yeah, that's why, like...
Not fun originally, but eventually.
That's why sometimes the translations are a little, like, they can get you. If you translate literally in one language to another language, you might end up saying something offensive or something that's very, like, bizarre, like that.
Especially in French. It's a dangerous language. It can be sexual very quickly.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like, you're excited. Maybe you don't want to be excited in French.
It's like the S and the two S. I don't know if I can say the word. You know, bes and bez.
Oh yes.
Because when it's like
yeah, it's like bending and the F word. Yeah.
Yeah, because one is pronounced with the Z and one is pronounced with this.
Exactly.
And you have to know the rule.
The spell pretty much the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, Anthony, we're getting to the best part of the interview, the one I love the most, which is the quick fire round.
Okay.
Okay. So are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Are you rather croissant or pain au chocolat?
Ooh, pain au chocolat.
Ah, okay, good.
Do I say why or just?
You said it right. Although from where I'm from, it's chocolatine.
Oh, because it's the south.
That's the southwest.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the hardest French phrase to master? We talked about the grenouille, but maybe you have another one in mind.
Oh yeah, that was. How do you say the word for squirrel?
Oh, écureuil.
Écureuil. You see those words that are like œil, accueil. Those I have to formulate my mouth differently.
Accueil was really good.
Because I have to and it's.
Vice versa. Do you have like a favorite French expression?
I would say ça va. Ça va is great.
Well, basically, okay. Starbucks or French coffee?
Oh, it used to be Starbucks. It used to be that Frappuccino. But I would say Starbucks. No.
Oh, careful,
French.
careful.
I would say French cafe.
Because we still have guillotines hanging around somewhere. Okay. So are you rather team metro, bike, or walking?
Now I'm at the metro because it's convenient sometimes when it's not 5 o'clock and you're like this close to the glass, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe walking.
Not too crowded,
Cool.
yeah. Okay, let's see how French you become. Kiss on the cheeks or hugs now?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with hugs because that's what I know. That's my culture, and the kiss on the cheek was a little weird for me.
It is a bit,
know?
especially between yeah.
Because I thought I was actually kissing somebody, and even
Feels
when I
like,
see but people do it all the time. I'm like, okay, cool.
Well, I understand that because for me it's always it's backwards, but it's always awkward because when they get next to me to hug, I think they want to kiss, and I start kissing, and I can sense that there is a bit of a cultural shock.
Yeah. I was surprised, sorry, pause. I was surprised to see like heterosexual men do it, like just men to be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Salut les gars. And they're like, wow, that's interesting.
We do that quite.
Interesting.
It's modern, like back 20, 30 years ago, they didn't do that.
Oh,
but
really?
most of my friends, actually, it's a show like most of my friends we kiss. Yeah, I was like, I think it's to show like they're the buddies.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound manly. Not I'm saying it.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. That's interesting.
Are you rather café au lait or espresso?
Café au lait, because I need to have the milk.
Okay,
I can't do the black coffee.
Okay, it's almost apart from the Starbucks. Okay, I'll give you a pass on this one.
Starbucks, I can when I just came from the U.S. and I went and I didn't go to like a basic cafe. I went to different things. But when I'm here, cafe.
We have Starbucks here as well, anyway.
The Boulangerie is my favorite place, and that's where I stay. I stay there, so it's okay. Ça va.
Well, Anthony, that was really nice having you, actually both versions of you, the American one and the French one. So we didn't get to meet the Spanish one, maybe some other day. Well, for those watching, if they want to reach out to you or, just engage, where they can find you on your social platforms and where can you be found?
I can be found everywhere on Anthony Abroad. That's the name. That's my brand. AnthonyAbroad.com is the website. You can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. If you just search for Anthony Abroad, it's all there.
And on the podcast.
And on the podcast. Yeah. It's
okay.
Afrolingual Abroad.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, I found you on TikTok, and then I found the website. It was very easy to reach out. And actually, you responded very quickly as well, so that was fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Anthony, thank you for being there. Thank you for coming, despite the heat.
Yeah.
So Nice interview.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
well, that was amazing.
Yes,
Thank you.
merci beaucoup.